Hello, welcome to the Co-op Scoop. We will get right into the news this week. Let's go. Monday, the suspension. In the morning of July 13th, 2020, Arusha got suspended and has been on paid leave. Today we will have a look at what happened since regarding the suspension. Board of Directors informed the membership via email at 5 p.m. the same day. According to the email, it was a 2-week-long suspension. The information we got was a lack of information. As the investigation is still in progress, the board could not share more. BOD did include 2 main points of the investigation: acts of negligence and breaches of contract. Tuesday, the emergency meeting. Membership got another email on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. There was to be an emergency meeting in 1.5 hours. Even though there were no Facebook posts about this meeting, contrary to BOD's prior meetings, which would be announced on Facebook, turnout was higher than usual. Membership had the control of the meeting at the start by asking questions about the suspension. BOD had apparently not designed this meeting to be different from others, but member questions kept coming. The president tried to assure the members, "We do care about the membership and the co-op. We are fully aware that we are representatives. We are trying to be as informative as we can." So what did we learn, even though BOD couldn't share much? The board had informed Arusha about the investigation before it started. The board's consultation with the lawyer is being paid from UCHA's budget, which already includes legal counseling. The board using executive sessions, where the membership is not allowed to join, regarding the legal decisions has always been the case, according to the president. What was approved in this meeting? The board approved office hours, where a representative from the board would be in the front office to answer any questions from the membership. Me being the office crew chief was motioned. Since the checkout of the last office crew chief, a new one wasn't appointed and Arusha had taken on the responsibility. But for open positions for crew chiefs, it is supposed to be advertised for the entire membership so that people can apply and be interviewed. As this was an emergency, I was approved as an office crew chief, but temporarily. Lastly, a minor discretionary budget for $750 for day-to-day operations was approved. This doesn't mean all this money will be used, but it will come handy as we will have access to it for minor actions, such as sending mail. We have to go on a commercial break right now, but stick around. You don't want to miss Lucas talking about money. Hey, you. I see you're watching the news on Co-op Politics. You don't have to admit, I know you're into drama. That's why I offer you this special lunchbox where you can see all the soap opera characters from The Bold and the Beautiful and remember how glorious some quality drama can be. You can get your free lunchbox at Free Closet and Aving Robinson. Returns for used items encouraged. Thursday, regular BOD meeting. I was given the responsibility of handling admissions during Arusha's suspension. I offered my help in this area as I was Arusha's assistant in the last month. Sal, AMO crew chief, was also motioned to take over some of ED's responsibilities. How much time we will spend for these responsibilities and how much we will be compensated for it will be discussed in the coming meetings. Membership was informed that the lawyer was drafting up a statement to pass to the membership. Josh said that, while normally statements would not be made until an action has been undertaken, the board is making an effort against normal protocol to ensure that the membership is informed. Friday, Audit Committee meeting. To give you a short description, Audit Committee members oversee accounting and financial reporting practices and review internal and external auditors and financial statements. Recently, they have been focusing on how to cut costs. Their proposal to weigh the food waste was approved by BOD. They had also made suggestions of other changes, such as not having floor polishing services, daily Bruin advertising for UCHA, and SEO optimization. In their own meeting, they overviewed the budget. Here are a couple points where they were confused.
Tell you, for example, that he budgeted zero income from the store. So yeah, I don't know. For example, we budgeted $0 for organic food, and then we spent 15,000. And I so like those things are kind of like weird to me. Okay, this one I don't get. We budgeted $180,000. This is for last year. We budgeted $180,000 for employees. We ended up spending $70,000 more or $66,000 more. I don't know how that happened or how that's allowed to happen, because the budget you're supposed. I mean, if you give them a raise, it should be inside the budget. If not, you just give it a starting next budget. So I don't understand how we spent basically another employee salary. There's like an 11% increase on compensation that is not budgeted and should not happen. That's weird. Yeah, it sounds weird. We are over budgeting the stipends every year. We're saying we spend almost 100 grand in stipends, but we actually only spend 64. These numbers shouldn't change that much because you know how much each stipend is and you have the ranges on how much they can reach. So I don't really know why there's such a large budget for stipends. No budget for facilities, and then they just create an item called other, and then they put everything there, and it matches almost perfectly. So this is just extremely irregular. I don't know how this is. So, okay, I'll put it this way. Because the other account is so large, you can spend all the money you want here and then say that you spent less than you expected. But I don't know when this other was included and why it was included like that.
Right.
So, yeah, it's just weird. They even have negative expenditures. So I can't. This I don't get, how our budget for insurance is $20,000 short. I don't understand how you don't know how much you're going to pay before the year starts, because it should be a contract and you know the percentage and the values exactly. Okay, this is the accounts I said that they were fake. Capital budget, so 870, 880. You can see huge amount of money that is budgeted. Nothing is moved to those accounts, and we are required to move money into the expansion fund by bylaws. So that's a problem. The capital budget, I don't think it's in the bylaws, but still, I don't understand how we can budget $90,000 and then not put the money there. So I think that's something we need to address as soon as possible.
And here's a summary of how Lucas felt throughout the meeting.
This is not the math I was taught.
I asked them if this budget was part of Arusha's investigation.
I have no idea. I'm not in the board.
I don't think the board can say.
As I understood it from the previous meeting that the board held, the emergency meeting.
Probably you're gonna have a statement either tonight or tomorrow morning. I guess.
Oh, okay. But I can tell you that the audit committee received this budget literally today.
Next on the Co-op Scoop, a letter and some facts. See you after this short break.
Hello, Co-opper. We want to remind you of something very important.
Don't.
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 Don't forget to have fun during this pandemic.
Don't lock yourself up with your emotions.
Your mental health matters.
Distancing doesn't mean you can't communicate.
Talk to your friends.
Talk to office workers.
Talk to the meal checkers. Ask how they're doing.
Don't.
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 Don't underestimate the importance of socializing.
The letter. BOD sent an email to membership. Attached was a report on the investigation. Here are the verifiable facts from that report. 1. Expansion and Renovation Fund. A certain amount of money should be allocated for this fund every month. Since 2000, a year after Arusha became the ED, the amount allocated for this fund has been less than required by the bylaws. We know for sure that Arusha was informed about the bylaws regarding this fund. However, right now, we have $0 in that fund. We could have had from $1.3 million to $2.5 million. 2. Official but not official policies. 5 different policies, such as whistleblower and conflict of interest policy, were approved and followed by UCHA, according to Arusha, but there were no records of them. He had paper copies, some having insert organization name here on them instead of UCHA. Updating official records is one of the responsibilities of the executive director. 3. Document retention and destruction policy. This policy says when and how to destroy documents, and also what documents to keep. According to Arusha, we have this policy, but it is not on the IRS 990 forms as it should be. 4. ED's compensation. UCHA has a policy on the process for determination and compensation. So, according to this policy, the executive director should be paid on comparable data. This means to determine the ED's salary and raise, there should be a comparison between people in similar positions in other organizations and the ED. But that hasn't been the case. Arusha didn't inform the board about this policy. There are examples of standard employee evaluation instead of comparable data in the previous evaluation of Arusha. 5. Excess credits. Arusha has been authorizing members to take out the excess credit in their account. So if they did more credit shifts than their room and board payment, they could take the money out of UCHA. This is not allowed according to our contract. We have come to the end of this week's news. Thank you for tuning in. And don't miss History Time with Jared on Wednesdays, and I'll be with you again next weekend with more co-op news. Scoop the Doop.